Hey guys, and welcome to another streaming video. Today's video is going to be the start of a brand new series which I'm planning to make on my channel. It's going to be called Series Showdown. Now in this series I'm going to be comparing two games from the same series, seeing which one's better. This will be split up into 5 different categories which you will see in the video, and yeah, whoever wins the most categories is obviously the winner, and in my opinion is the best game. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Now obviously in today's video it's going to be Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. Yeah, these games have been compared quite a lot of times, and it's quite a mixed opinion of which game is actually the better one. So yeah, this is going to be my opinion, so don't get annoyed if your game doesn't win. So yeah, let's go. So the first category is gameplay. Okay, now the movement for both of these games is some of the best we've ever had in a Mario game, and that is mainly due to the power-ups that were introduced. The main and most iconic power-up that was included in Mario Bros. 3 was the Tanuki Leaf. This was really fun and quite simple to use. It's probably one of the most effective power-ups we've ever had, as it allowed you to back up any misplaced jumps and makes you survive some of the more challenging ones. I love the fact that if you gather enough speed you can actually fly for a moment, allowing you to actually kind of break the game, and you can even get past some of the sections which you're finding really challenging. Other than this, you have the basic mushroom, fire flower, star, and more less important ones, like the frog suit. This power up is pretty pointless, but it makes the water levels less bad. Now that's key, as water levels in these games are normally so boring and just garbage. This actually helps, which is great. But the Tanuki Leaf is the main thing that makes Mario Bros. 3's gameplay and movement great. Okay, now Mario World. In this game, they decided to remove the Tanuki Leaf, which kind of makes sense, as they replaced it with a brand new power-up, the Cape Feather. This, like the Tanuki, allows you to fly for a certain amount of time. However, this one is much harder to control in my opinion. You have to go like up and down and up and down with this power-up, making it really confusing, and it requires a lot of practice to fully master. Whereas with the Tanuki, it's much simpler and you can just glide with ease. With the spin jump though, that does provide some new mechanics, as you can now bounce on some enemies that would normally kill you and kill enemies you wouldn't normally be able to, which is great, and I'm really glad that they added this, and it has managed to stay with the 2D games ever since. Overall, this is a very close call, but I reckon Super Mario Bros. 3 just edges this round. Category number 2 is level design. Both of these games have some of the greatest and most memorable levels ever. With SMB3, it started the whole standard design with worlds, like World 1 is grassy, World 2 sand, World 3 water, and the list goes on. So it was this game that inspired pretty much all the future ones. There are some very iconic levels in this game. One of my favourites has to be the level with the angry sun. It's so just different from anything we've had before, and it's really exciting and actually challenging, which is unusual for a standard 2D Mario game level. Now Mario World. Overall, I'd say the levels in this game are much more complex and challenging than the previous release. The overall design is much different, and it seems like there's a lot more risks, like there's much more areas where you can fall off the stage by going for a challenging jump. So I'd say, for people that are new to Mario, you prefer Super Mario Bros. 3, but if you're just coming back to these games as a lifelong Nintendo fan, the level design for Super Mario World would appeal more to you. So I'm giving this round to Super Mario World. Category number 3, Boss Battles. Now for both of the games, the Koopalings and Bowser are who you have to face, for the most part. But in Super Mario Bros. 3, in the mid castles, you will face Boom Boom. But throughout the game, each world you go through, the more challenging the battle will be. And for the final castles, the Koopalings are actually quite difficult. Well, some of them are. They all have different abilities that we'll use to fight. Different things that they will shoot at you, like magical potions, things, rings and more. Now the final battle. This is actually a really good one. It's one of the longest and requires probably the most strategy and requires the most thinking to beat. Now in Super Mario World, obviously there are the Koopalings once again, although the battles are actually quite different, although I wouldn't say that in a good way, to be honest. Although there is this fight with some rhino looking things, which is actually fun and unique. Okay, the final boss. Now, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan. It's really not challenging for the most part, and can get really frustrating with aiming those freaking Mecha Koopa things. Overall, I've got to say Super Mario Bros. 3 bosses are much better. Now the graphics. Now these two games hold some of the most infamous art styles in Mario history. The Super Mario Bros. 3 is quite clean and looks good, but compared to the Super Mario World one, I'm sorry, but nothing can beat this. The Mario sprite for this game is by far my favourite ever. It just looks amazing and is so iconic in the Mario franchise. The look of the levels in Mario 3 are clean, but don't really hold much, like the backgrounds are quite plain and not as bright and fun as the Mario games should be. Whereas Super Mario World really goes into a lot of detail with everything, and I think they absolutely mastered it. Each part of the level has loads of hidden, unnecessary detail that you're not even going to notice while playing. Now, I know these games were on completely different consoles, but I do just think Mario World should get the credit it deserves for its graphical style. Now finally, the soundtrack. Both games have great soundtracks that will be remembered till the end of time, but only one game can come out on top. Super Mario Bros. 3, there are some really catchy tunes hidden here. My favourite songs are definitely from World 1, although in my opinion, the soundtrack slowly just gets worse after this world. World 1 is a lot more joyful and exciting like a Mario game should have, but then the next worlds are just a bit too calm and slow, and I'm personally just not a big fan. Super Mario World on the other hand is full of really bouncy and fun tunes throughout the whole game. Like if you listen to the full OST, it's likely that wherever you press, a great song will be playing. However, I don't really believe that's the same case for Mario Bros. 3, so the winner of this category and the whole episode is Super Mario World. Oh, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you didn't, please leave a like. Let me know if you agree with my decisions or not down below. And yeah, comment down below the next 2 games you think I should compare. And yeah, check my Twitter, Instagram, Patreon and Discord server in the description. And I will see you in the future. Goodbye.